Hey everybody, and welcome to another fancy flow. For today's sequence, I do recommend warming up a bit, maybe a couple of sun salutations, cat and cows, anything that'll kind of help you connect the breath with the movement. Today we'll be moving into our headstand. So we'll be talking a lot about rooting and connecting before we get our feet up and overhead. So make sure you pay attention to those cues. Take care of yourself. As always, you don't have to do anything. Follow what you need from the practice today, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead and start in a wide leg position at the long edge of the mat. Really rooting down through the feet. Maybe lift up all 10 toes, kind of rock side to side on the feet, finding both sides of the balls of the feet and both sides of the heel. And then let the toes just really gently reconnect with the earth. So we're not gripping. We're aware that the majority of the foot is really pressing and rooting, so we don't have to feel this need to grip and control. So from here, we'll take the arms upward on an inhale. And as you exhale, just dive forward to a forward fold. Now you can bend the knees as much as will be helpful for you. And just feel free to take any initial movement from this shape here. So maybe you shift side to side. You could lift up halfway, take some cat and cows here. And just allow yourself to eventually hang in this position. You can put a bend in the knees if that helps support your low back. And just let the weight of the head, we hold on to it a lot, so let it completely go. Maybe you nod the head yes, shake it no. And then interlace the hands if you're able behind the back of the head. And just encourage the weight of the head to go a little further. The shoulders are resting heavily toward the floor here. You can stay in this position or take your thumbs and begin to massage the base of the skull, the top of the neck. Just releasing any tension you feel there. And then from here, we'll let the hands go to the floor. Rise up about halfway as you breathe in. As you breathe out, walk around to the right leg and pivot on your feet. So you're coming into a runner's lunge here. And then eventually just tap your left knee to the earth. You can always cushion it with a blanket if you like. Uncurl the back toes or keep them tucked under. And then rise up into your kneeling crescent to start. So just kind of rebounding in and out of this, finding a place where you feel both strong and flexible. Once you find it, reach the arms up and just take a couple breaths here. Maybe you roll out the wrists. Maybe you lift the shoulders up close to the ears and then soften them down. I'm just kind of noticing the different energy that accompanies shrugging those shoulders up and then letting them relax down. Deepen the breath into the lowest lobes of the lungs, feeling that low belly expand and contract, engaging Uddiyana Bandha, even Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor lifts up. Let's take one more breath in. And as you exhale, we'll take the hands down to frame the right foot. Shift your hips back on that same exhale, coming into a half split position. As you inhale, come forward once more, dip the hips low, reach the heart. Exhale it back. Let's take one more round. Inhale. And exhale. Hold on to your half split here. You can always take the right hand to the hip crease to kind of encourage the outer hip slightly back, lengthening the side body. Breath continues to deepen here. Take 3 more. Your next breath in, we'll shift forward once more. This time curling the left toes under, pick the left knee up, back into your runner's lunge, engage the inner thighs, root down through the 4 corners of either foot, rather the front foot and the ball mound of the back foot, and then we'll rise up into our crescent position here. So as you come up, same thing as with the knee lower, really work to rebound and find a place that feels strong, but also open here. Arms will lift to the sky on an inhale. Go ahead and interlace the fingers. Press the palms upward toward the ceiling. Let the shoulders snug up toward the ears here, and then lean to the right. As you lean, let that right elbow bend to deepen the stretch through that left shoulder. Maybe you peek up and under the left arm if you want to challenge balance a bit. Your next inhale, come back to center with the arms. Turn the palms down once more, keeping the fingers interlaced. Take the hands behind the back of the head. Take this first breath in to lean back into the hands, spreading the elbows out to either side like wings. Feeling that openness through the shoulders. One more breath in. As you exhale, drop the chin to the chest, just letting the elbows hang heavy toward the floor now. Breath keeps moving deeply in and out. Each exhale kind of reminding you of that feeling of connection, of feeling rooted to the earth. Your next inhale, unleash the hands, lift the head. As you exhale, lean forward, sweeping that left arm back, the right arm forward. As you inhale, switch the arms, and as you exhale, extend left arm forward, right arm back. Keep moving with your breath. As you exhale, you find that full extension. So you're moving nice and slow with the breath. Next time the right arm is forward, left arm is back, hold there. Take a bonus inhale here. And as you exhale, rise up and open into your warrior two position. So you can fine tune here with the feet, readjust the hips as needed. Arms go wide. Finding that feeling of strength here as you open out a bit more through the pelvis now. Notice the energy in the shoulders. See if you can soften the shoulders down a bit. Maybe turn palms up to aid in that. One more breath. Your next inhale, we'll keep the legs, just reverse your warrior, leaning up and back, maybe peeking under that right arm. Even let the arm hang heavy overhead. One more breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and straighten the leg, level the arms, and then begin to move into your triangle pose. Right hand to the shin, or maybe to a block if you have one handy. Left arm can reach up, or maybe you take that arm behind the back, wrapping it around and letting that right ear drop to the right shoulder for a little neck stretch here. Breathing into the left side of the neck and relaxing the muscles of the jaw. Now you can stay here in your triangle for a bit longer. If you want to transition into your balancing half moon, bend into the right knee, like you're in side angle. Walk the right hand forward and slightly over to the right as you launch off of that left leg. Keeping the basic shape of your Trikonasana triangle pose here. Again, left arm can come behind the back. Maybe you lift it up and open. Notice if you're dumping into that right shoulder. See if you can lighten your grip on the floor. Focus on the quality of your breath. Each exhale helping you root and connect. One more. Take a full inhale here. Wherever you are as you exhale, we're going to transition into our Skandasana side lunge at the back of the mat, into the left knee. You can keep the hands down or keep them up. We'll switch side to side a couple of times, over to the right and to the left. One more time on the right. And we'll hold on this left side. Now you can take a moment to just kind of nestle forward into a fold. Notice the energy of the head and the neck here, softening anything that feels forced or unnecessary. We'll all begin to pivot into a high side lunge. So keeping the basic position, just turn all 10 toes to the long edge of the mat. Left knee will still bend here. And then just begin to bring that left hand in front of the left foot. So you can tuck the back of the knee into the armpit area. Right hand goes about shoulder width from the left hand. And this is where you can stay right here, just feeling this connection, knee to arm, finding a drishti focal point, slightly forward of the fingertips. Stay, or if you want to shift onto the hands a bit, lean forward, maintain your forward gaze, and begin to chaturanga the elbows, so bend at them a bit, as you begin to gently lift that left foot off of the earth. Right foot is rooted and grounded here. Stay, or keep that left hand down and sweep the right arm up and open. The tricky part is breathing here. Take one more. And then slowly tap the toes down if they're lifted. Go ahead and make your way around toward the back of the mat so the left leg is forward. Hands will plant down. Lift the left leg to the sky and open out the hip. Stay here, enjoy a stretch, any variation you might want. If you have flip dog or wild thing in your practice, you could transition there if that would feel nice to the front of the hips. And before we go to the other side of these poses, we're going to come into a pigeon. So drawing left knee to the left wrist. Right leg extends straight back behind you or out to the side for your deer pose. Either way. Finding your position. When you're ready, you begin to fold forward in your own time. Letting your breath slow down, calming the nervous system. Releasing any stress, tension, concern that might have surfaced. We worked into those deep, challenging, strong poses. Your breath works to cleanse and support, help you to let go. Take about 3 more breaths here. Weight of the head go. When you're ready, rise back up. We'll all begin to lean to the left hip so that right leg can scoot up a bit towards deer pose. Hands come behind you and just begin to switch the legs over to the right. And then begin to walk around into a little twist. So left hand to right knee as you peek over that right shoulder. And from here, come back around. We'll just begin to pivot forward and walk our way back into a wide leg stance. On an inhale, let's come all the way up once more. And as you exhale, fold right back down. Just where we started. Again, you have a couple breaths here if you want to go to a similar variation, or maybe you need something different on this side. Eventually, we'll take our hands just beneath the shoulders, rise up halfway. And as you exhale, walk around to the left side. Starting in your runner's lunge, when you feel ready, you'll tap that right knee to the earth, prepping for your kneeling crescent. Back toes can stay tucked or uncurl then. We'll rise up when you feel ready for it. Arms might reach for the sky as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, settle. Nice, just keep breathing here. Maybe you take those circles with the wrists. Maybe something slightly different this time. You can cactus the elbows. You can interlace the hands. It won't really change the quality of balancing out from right to left in the legs. You do something different with the arms. Directing your breath where you feel this most. One more breath. On your exhale, let's take the hands down, shift the hips back into your half split position. Left leg finds its version of straight. On an inhale, come forward back to your runner's lunge with the knee down. Exhale it back. One more time, just like that. We'll shift it back, hold on to the stretch. Again, maybe you tuck that left hand to the hip crease. Feeling that grounding energy here, drawing you in. Notice that the heel is connected to the earth, the back toes are pressing down, the right fingertips. Without over gripping, just pay attention to this feeling of being here. Your next breath in will guide you forward back into runner's lunge as you lift the back knee this time. When you feel ready, rise up into your standing crescent lunge. As you come up, arms might reach for the sky. We're going to interlace the fingers, press the palms upward to start, and then lean to the left on your exhale. Bending at that left elbow, letting that right arm kind of drape overhead. Maybe peek up and under the right arm. Feeling that rooted connection with the earth. Those deep breaths kind of help to surrender you in, even where you feel a little shaky. We'll come back to center. Go ahead and turn the palms downward. We'll take the hands to the back of the head. On your inhale, lean back into those hands, gently opening the elbows as wide as they want to go. Breathing into the space in the upper back, take one more inhale. As you exhale, lean forward, chin drops toward the chest, elbows hang heavy. Relax the muscles of your jaw, softening the teeth, the tongue. Your next inhale will unleash the hands, reach them for the sky. As you exhale, we'll begin to reach that right arm back and the left arm forward. Take an inhale as you transition through center with the arms, and exhale, switch them, right arm forward, left arm back. Keep going, about 3 more rounds on either side. Pay attention to your breath. Encourage the breath to guide the movement, not the other way around. Now the next time that left arm is forward, take a bonus breath in. And as you exhale, open out into your warrior 2. Pivot, adjust as needed, and then settle in. Take any extra measures you need to find that soft feeling in the midst of a really strong pose. Reconnecting with the breath, the feeling of being here. When you're ready, we'll reverse our warrior, left arm up and overhead, enjoying a nice breath in and out. One more inhale. As you exhale, gently transition into triangle pose. Left leg straightens, left hand comes to a prop or the shin, so right arm reaches. Now again, this time you can keep the right arm elevated, or you can wrap it behind the back, maybe dropping left ear to left shoulder. Breath moves freely here, about 3 more. Stay here, or maybe begin to transition towards your balancing half moon. Walking that left hand forward of the left foot, and then over to the left a couple inches. Launching off the right leg when you're ready, if you're ready. Finding that triangle pose here in this position. Energizing that right leg that's lifted just as if it was still resting or pressing into the floor. So we've still got that grounding energy here with us as we engage Mula Bandha. As we breathe deeply. And as we also notice the areas that are still touching the floor. We've still got that sense of rooting. It's just oriented differently. One more breath as you are. ready, on your exhale, we'll step the right foot back and transition into your side lunge on the right side. Again, hands down or up, whatever you choose. Switching side to side about 3 times. We'll land on that right side and hold on to it. You can settle into a little fold. Notice how the neck is feeling, see if you can lengthen it here. When you're ready, we're gonna perch up into our high side lunge. So coming up, so all 10 toes face the long edge. Right knee will bend this time. Take your hand, right hand just in front of the right foot. Left hand will follow about shoulder width from it. And then begin to tap the back of that right shoulder with the right knee. Maybe lifting the heel of the foot, looking slightly forward, feeling the connection. That's all that really matters here, not how much you add into this pose. Stay here if you want to try your half crow pose. Lean forward a bit more, maintain the drishti, and then maybe you lift the toes of the right foot, engaging that Mula Bandha to find lightness here. Maybe you also lift the left arm. Let's take one more breath. Tap the right toes down, come around to the right side in your runner's lunge, and then we'll lift that right leg up and open. And just enjoy the stretch here. You can fancy this up as much as you'd like to. Maybe you keep it simple. See if you can balance what you did on the other side, even if it looks a little unique. We'll come back around, moving into our pigeon pose on the right side when you're ready. Again, you can always take your deer pose variation, finding your fold when the time is right. We do a lot of resisting the pull of gravity, but in moments like this, so much of us is allowed to be connected with the floor. As well, just fully embrace it, letting go of that resistance that we build up. So we work to strengthen and support. In moments like this, we learn to soften and surrender, which is an important balancing element to help us create lightness in our lives and on our mats. About 3 more breaths. And after that last breath, we'll rise up. Do take your time, maintaining that sense of connection. We'll begin to guide that left knee up just a bit so we can take the hands behind us and switch the knees over to the left. Taking a little twist here, right hand to left knee, gaze over that left shoulder. And we'll begin to make our way around once more, this time just tapping the knees, facing the smaller edge of the mat. And we're going to begin to work our way into or toward headstand. So we're going to take some of the same elements we created in our flow to help us out here. And you just stop at any point you feel like is your stopping point and take moments there to feel the connection. That is all that matters, not the final shape of the pose. So from here, we're going to just come down toward the earth, sort of like you're going to child's pose, but the toes are tucked. You're going to take your hands, elbows about shoulder width from one another, and then gently interlace the hands. Maybe not even interlacing the pinkies, and definitely not the thumbs. The pinkies, keeping them unlinked here will help you to feel more stable and balanced, unless you really like to have them connected. That's totally fine too. But a loose grip in the hands is important. And then your thumbs are going to stay free, just like we had them free for our little head massage earlier. We'll just begin to tap the crown of the head down as you lift your hips off of the heels. Now this could be your headstand right here. I want you to really focus on pressing into the forearms so that your shoulders aren't just doing nothing here. They're really strong, helping you root down. So your arms are slowly becoming like your feet. They're actually longer than your feet, so in theory they should be more stable. From here, you can stay as you are and just focus on your headstand here, or maybe you begin to lift the knees up, sort of like a hovering table. If you feel more balanced, you can straighten the legs like a down dog, and you'll put a little more weight in the head, but really resist that by also pressing into the arms, so your head and neck aren't taking the weight of the body, at least all by themselves. So you really want to be able to press and resist the earth a little with the arms. Now we'll begin to walk the feet in if you want to add on. You can stay here as you shift your hips over the shoulders. Maybe you bend the left knee, drawing it in really snug to the chest, and then set it down. Maybe you switch and go into that right leg, shifting onto the tippy toes of the left foot as you do so, and then come down. We'll all take a break here before we add on. Maybe taking the hands behind you, lifting the chin up off of the chest. You can just repeat that or find your own sweet spot in there. If you want to transition into your full headstand, you'll come back down. Take your time to set everything up so you feel supported. You can really press into the earth, strengthening the shoulder girdle. Curl toes under, lift knees up. Straighten legs to your degree of straight. And then walk the toes in, taking one leg in. And then to transition to the full pose, you'll shift to the tippy toes of the opposite foot and draw the opposite leg in as well. You can keep everything snug here. Just work on staying in this cannonball shape, or engage Mula Bandha to support that grounding energy as you press your legs straight up toward the sky. Legs are really strong here, drawing in toward one another, that internal connection. And flex through your feet as if they're still standing on the ground. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then slowly come down. Nice and easy. Take a little rest. Arms can go forward. Let the body release in the child's pose. Feeling the heart beating. A little internal reminder that you're okay. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly begin to rise up into a kneeling position just to kind of counter that really tucked in position. We'll come into our camel. You can curl the toes under from here or keep them untucked. Hands come to the low back as you begin to perch your chest upward and gently lift the chin toward the sky. Maintain those deep breaths here. You can keep it really simple. If you want to go a little deeper in your back bend, maybe taking one hand and then the other to the feet, but still pressing the hips forward toward the front of the room. Not overtaxing the low back, just finding that just right sweet spot. Maybe letting the head drop back. One more breath. When you're ready, we'll slowly come up and take your time. Sitting back. Let's take the left hand to the chest, right hand to the belly. Feeling the breath move, the heartbeat. You're here, you're alive. You are connected to this moment. What a gift that is. Hands come together at the heart. Thanking yourself for showing up, for working on growing from where you are, accepting what is. looking ahead to what will be. Namaste. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's fancy flow. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And most importantly, I hope you feel connected, alive, maybe your heart's beating like mine is. It's truly all that matters is that you're here. So thank you for sharing your practice with me even from afar. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Leave any comments you'd like to have and shared on this video as well. And keep it respectful to the other people leaving comments. Thank you.